Want to know what are some of the most common misconceptions people have when it comes to selling their home? Well, let's find out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Victor Chambers here, New Jersey real estate agent, investor, and entrepreneur, back with another video. If you've been here before, welcome back. Or if this is your first time here, welcome. And as always, please consider liking and subscribing, as this is the channel where I bring you tips, strategies, and advice to empower you in your real estate journey. So today we're gonna play a little game of Mythbusters and talk about the 8 misconceptions or myths that people commonly believe when it comes to selling your home. Now, we live in the information age, and there's a lot of information available online, here on YouTube, but nothing compares to actual practical wisdom and real world experience and advice to help you understand what is actually reality. So in this video, I want to talk about 8 of these myths and why they're not true, at least in this market. Myth number 1, sellers commonly believe that they can still price their home high and people will still come. That's not true, because it's so important that homes are priced correctly to garner the right amount of interest in the very early stages of the listing. And while sellers may think that they can price their home high because they want top dollar and they want the highest and best price, you can often eliminate a pool of potentially interested buyers and qualified buyers because you're pricing it unrealistically. And yes, it's true, throughout the listing you can reduce the price, but what does that say when you just keep reducing the price? It says that it was priced too high from the very beginning and that the seller has unrealistic expectations. Often we see that homes that aren't priced right sit on the market, go through multiple price reductions, and ultimately expire, resulting in an unhappy seller and an unhappy agent. In the early days of the listing, traffic is so important. What it boils down to is that if it's priced right, it will sell. And if it's not, it won't. Myth number 2, open houses bring ready, willing, and able buyers. Now, as an agent, I enjoy sitting open houses. Yes, they take up a lot of time. They require preparation, a lot of setup and arrangement to prepare a home to actually welcome potential buyers. But not all buyers or visitors to open houses are ready, willing, and qualified. The pandemic initially caused a bit of a slowdown in open house activity, but now that things are starting to open up, we're seeing open house activity at crazy levels. And one would think that people that are venturing out to open houses during a pandemic are actually motivated and qualified. But that's still not 100% true. Let's see, you have nosy neighbors, you have people that are just generally driving around looking to check out new homes. They're window shopping. Open houses tend to bring out the curiosity in people. And often buyers that visit open houses are kind of holding their cards close to their chest because they don't want to give out information, they don't want to seem overly interested, because they don't want to be sold. Buyers can be a bit cautious, and especially if they're not working with an agent, they may be less likely or less inclined to show a huge amount of interest in the home. So sellers should not rely heavily on open houses to get their property sold. Myth number 3, many sellers think that they don't need to improve their property before they list it on the market. Now, I've said this in other videos, but first impressions are everything. That's why it's important to have professional photos and video to show off the best features of your home. Besides, buyers are making a decision to either see your property or not see your property based on the photo and video. So if your home clearly needs decluttering, clearly needs to be painted, clearly needs certain things that need to be repaired, it's important that you take care of those items before you list your home on the market, so that your home will show best in photo and video, and also will show well when people come to actually see it. Again, through the photo and video, you want to garner interest of potential buyers, and then when they get there, you want them to be impressed with the condition of the home. You want buyers to actually be able to walk through the house and see themselves living there. New countertops, new appliances, a fresh coat of paint will all go a long way in making a great first impression. So often if you fail to make these updates or declutter, it will send the message that the home is not well maintained. And who wants to buy a home that hasn't been well maintained? It becomes a signal that the house will be a money pit because it needs work that the seller was not willing to put in. It also sets you up to potentially receive requests for repairs and concessions from the buyer because you didn't make certain repairs in the beginning. So it's important to prepare your home, to list it on the market, not just throw it on the market and think that buyers are going to line up to see it and ultimately purchase it. And that brings me to myth number 4. Oftentimes sellers believe that just because they've made certain changes or upgrades to their property, they can command a higher selling price. And while that may be true in certain scenarios, many changes and upgrades that you make to your home are actually just what buyers expect the house to have in the first place. They don't actually add value or increase value, they actually help the home hold its value better. Let me give you an example. Let's say you incur a cost of $50,000 to add a pool to your home. The appraiser may give some additional value to the property because of the presence of the pool. They may not give you the full $50,000 of value because what if pools are just not common in that particular neighborhood or in that part of the country? There is a such thing as going over the top or over renovating a property to the point where there's no return on investment. What it does help with is the overall appeal and marketability of the home. Myth number 5 is that sellers commonly believe that during the home selling process they won't have to make additional repairs. So these are repairs over and beyond anything that was done to prepare the home to actually list on the market. You see, during the home buying process, buyers have what is called an inspection period. During the inspection period, buyers will hire a licensed certified inspector to inspect the home to reveal any potential issues or deficiencies in the home. And based on the inspector's findings, a buyer may make additional requests for the seller to make repairs. While it may not be necessary for the seller to make all the repairs or to accommodate all the requests, it's important to listen to the buyer's requests and see if you can work with the buyer to come to an agreement. After all, as a seller, you don't want to lose out on a well-qualified buyer because of what may be some very trivial minor requests. If there are issues revealed by the inspector, these items may need to be addressed prior to closing, especially if they are related to plumbing, electrical, mechanical, safety, or environmental issues. Them not being addressed could impact the buyer's ability to get their mortgage and or get insurance to cover the property. Myth number 6 is that sellers commonly believe that they can provide an allowance to the buyer at closing to cover things such as flooring. Now, while that may sound practical and feasible, this is often not realistic. You see, a seller can't just give a buyer money to cover flooring as part of closing. These type of concessions granted to buyers by sellers can be done in either two ways. They can go towards reducing the purchase price of the home, or they can go towards the buyer's closing costs. It is possible that the buyer's lender may not even allow it to be handled that way. So it may be simpler for the seller to pay for the cost of the flooring and keep all the contract terms intact. Myth number 7 is that sellers commonly think when their home isn't selling, it's because it needs more marketing. Now, don't get me wrong, every home needs to be marketed and needs to be marketed well. But as a seller, if your home isn't selling, there's actually a reason. As we talked about previously, your home might be priced too high, in which case there's no amount of marketing that will sell it if it's overpriced. Additionally, sellers commonly think that just because their home had thousands of views on websites like Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, or Redfin, that should actually translate to showings. But people look at stuff online all the time for various reasons. So there's not necessarily a correlation between the amount of views online and actual interest or actual showings. Remember those window shoppers? And last but not least, myth number 8. Sellers commonly believe that every buyer that sees their home actually wants to buy it. You see, you have to understand how buyers think. Some buyers are looking at homes to help them understand what exactly it is they're looking for, especially first-time home buyers, while other buyers are more able to fully articulate what it is that they're looking for. But again, some buyers need to look at home after home to actually really figure out what it is that they want. You have to also understand that sometimes you'll have couples looking at properties, and sometimes those couples aren't exactly on the same page, and so that makes their house hunting process more difficult. Overall, buyers can be at various stages in the process. They can have shorter time frames or longer time frames. Now, while it would be great that every single buyer that steps into a home was ready, willing, and able, that is just not always the case. The good news is that during this pandemic, there is a high likelihood that buyers that are out looking for homes are more willing and more motivated and more qualified to actually purchase. Now, while many people's beliefs about real estate is commonly based on their experience, it's important to work with an experienced, qualified agent who can help you understand and navigate what is actually happening in the market, whether you're a buyer or a seller. Again, thank you for watching this video. I hope you found this information useful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.